Now we're ready to start stuffing our bear. I'm gonna put just a little bit of fiberfill in first, and then I'm gonna add some weighting to the bear, make him a little heavier. Adding the extra weight is totally optional, but I like that feel because it just kind of gives the bear a feeling of being alive, because it's got a lot more weight to it than you expect. My clients are always pleasantly surprised, and that's when I first started collecting and going to bear shows. That's something that some artists added it, some didn't, and I liked the way when I would pick the bears up, that the artist decided to add weight to. I liked how they felt kind of heavy. Anyways, I added a little bit of fiberfill at the bottom there, and now I'm going to add some BBs. These are zinc coated pellets. The zinc coating is for rust prevention, and I'm going to add, some people sew a little cotton pouch, but I'm going to use nylon stocking. This one I've used before, as you can probably tell, because there's a hole at the end. So what I do if I am using one that's already been started is I take that end and tie a knot in it. Just one time around will do. Oops. And then I'll open it up. And how much you use is totally up to you. These pellets, the BBs and the glass eyes that I use on my bears are the two main reasons why my bears are collectible art. They are not toys. These are not safe for children, because these couple of things are a choking hazard. They do make safety eyes so that bears are safe for children, but I like to use the glass eyes, and my target market are adult collectors. So I always make sure that the tag that I have on there says that this is not a toy. And remember, I put a sewn in tag as well, and it says adult collectible, not a toy. What I do is I'm going to place it, like if I placed it near the back of the opening, I see that he's fallen backwards. So I'm going to place it towards the front, and he's fallen a little bit forward, but not as much. So now I'm going to try to kind of put it in the middle. Okay. You might not ever stand your bear up, but I like to check it this way so that I have him weighted nicely. Now I've got my fiberfill, and we're going to start adding stuffing to the body. Now we added some stuffing at the bottom to give it a base before I added the BBs. Now I'm going to start stuffing the neck. And mostly I'm going to use my hands as my stuffing tool, because I'm less likely to poke a hole through the leather with my fingers than I am with a stuffing stick. But I do have my stuffing stick and my forceps handy in case I need them. Make sure you push that stuffing all the way to the bottom, because that is filling out the belly. As you can see, I'm using relatively small amounts of stuffing so that I don't get any empty pockets and I don't get any lumps, or I'm less likely to anyway. Okay, now I do have quite a bit of it stuffed. I'm going to start feeling around to see if I've got any empty pockets. I have a little bit of an empty pocket right here. So I'm gonna push that in there. And this is an area right here where it's very easy to get pockets. So, but this time I did not get an empty pocket there. Now I've turned them around. I'm gonna go back to this area and try to fill in the bottom, because some of the stuffing has shifted from that area. And again, because this bear is made out of fur, the opening that we have is a bit larger than when I make my regular bears out of mohair. So we're not going to be able to stuff it up all the way as far as I do with mohair bears before we start closing, because as we close, then it'll be easier to add some more stuffing. You'll see in just a moment. And also, just as a reminder, if this is not your first bear, I don't stuff my fur bears as firmly as I do my mohair bears. I don't want it to burst the leather. Now I do have the fur lined, which helps tremendously with that. There is still some more stuffing to do, but we're going to start closing up the back. To do that, we need our upholstery thread, but we also need our regular sewing needle. And then I'm also going to use my 5-inch needle to help close the fabric as we pull. And we will use the same ladder stitch that we used to close the arms and the legs. Now this is a big opening, and you have to do it with one length of thread. And I tend to err on the side of too much instead of too little. I've got a length of thread that's probably 45 to 50 inches long. The danger of that is it could get twisted and tangled. Now I've threaded my needle and I've doubled the thread, got a knot on the end, and I'm going to clip off about 1/4 of an inch. I don't want to clip it too close to the knot because then the knot might fall off. There you go. Start from the inside and come out at the top of the opening. Now, when I'm closing up a bear, I turn it around a lot. So it's just easier. And now we're going to go right across from where we came up. We're going to go down and take a little stitch, come back up. Make sure that you've caught, I can feel it here, both the leather and the interfacing. And this time the thread's caught on the head. Here we go. And now we'll go across. Now I've got the thread here. Can you see there? We've got our first few stitches. I'm going to use my 5-inch needle and press down a little bit on the fabric, the edges of the fabric, and then take the threads. This is still attached to the needle because of course we're not done. Pull it, and then we want to make sure that those edges fold in. There. And now we're going to take a few more stitches. Turn them around. Pull a little bit. Let's see here. Get my needle. There. There we go. Okay, now we have it closed just a little bit. And I can feel it's very squishy up here. So now that it's closed a bit, we can add a little more stuffing. I'm going to try using my fingers first, and if that doesn't work easily, then I'll use the forceps. Okay, now we're going to stitch some more. Now I'm going to pull some more closed. I'm going to take a few more stitches and then add more up here, add more stuffing up here. And then I always check to make sure that it closed nicely, because it's easier to fix it right away instead of getting all the way to the bottom and realizing you need to fix those stitches. I'm going to add a little stuffing with the forceps. Sometimes I might just take some of the stuffing that's here at the bottom of the bear and push it forward, and then I can add more stuffing where I took it from right here. And now we're coming near the end, and here at it's getting a little, let's pan out, and I'm gonna take a look and feel to see if you've got any empty pockets, and I don't feel any. Don't forget to feel up here at the neck. That feels good. On the sides. Now we're going to feel here. This feels pretty solid. That's good. The only place it's a little empty is right here. That's good. So we're going to do a couple more stitches before we start adding our last bit of stuffing. Okay, before I pull this tight, I'm going to add just a little more stuffing. I don't want to make it too full because I don't want to put extra stress on the stitches. But I don't want an empty pocket right here. Now I've got that filled just enough so that there's not an empty pocket, but it's not too tight. We'll continue closing up. Now we're getting to the end of the opening. I've got a little bit where they're popping up a little. So we'll just use the needle to fold them back inside and then pull this. Pull it firmly, but not so tight that you break it. And then I'm just feeling along the seam. Make sure everything's closed. Good. Okay. I'm going to put the bear back up on my table and we will finish up this seam. Okay, and when I finished this, closing the seam, my thread ended up on the right side of the seam. So I'm going to take the needle. This is the same way we did it with the arms and the legs. And then go, if I can find it, the fur kind of covers it up. There we go. I'm going to go into the seam and come out on the left side of the seam. Try to clear the fur away and then tug that, close it. Now I'm going to turn the bear upside down. So now the threads are on the other side of the seam, and now it looks like it's still on the right side, but that's because I've turned the bear upside down. And I'm going to snip the needle off of the thread, and that 40 inches of thread was way too much. You could probably go with 36. Now our next thing to do is we're going to get ready to tie the knot. Take a look at your threads and separate them and see which one is actually on the left and the right, because you don't want them to cross. Okay, this is the right one and here's the left. We're going to thread the left tail onto our sewing needle. Now we're going to go, if you can spread the fur, we're going to insert the needle back into the center of that seam and bring it up and out. Now we're going to tie a square knot. So take the two tails, we'll go right over left, and then left over right. I might do another one just because this is a big opening, that the seam opening, a lot of stuffing in there. Now to finish it off, we're going to take our 5-inch needle, thread one of the tails onto the needle, and insert it right next to the needle, or the knot, pardon me. Go through the tummy and then pull it just a little firmly, but not so hard that you break the thread. We're going to do the same with the second. Okay, turn them over and then we will cut the threads like this. We are almost done.